Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at this new flashlight that I just picked up. This was completely an impulse buy, primarily because I wasn't really looking for a flashlight, and honestly, I really don't need flashlights. I review enough of them and companies send them out, so I'm pretty lucky that way. But I do love flashlights, so I do end up picking up flashlights here and there, especially when I see something a little bit different, or in the case of this one here, some nostalgia factor to it. And that's primarily the reason that I picked this guy up. So I was at a local store called Tractor Supply Company. If you guys aren't familiar with those stores, they sell everything from gardening to tractor supplies to clothing, different things. So I decided to go in there just to look around, and I saw this guy sitting on the shelf. And I picked it up and I started reading some of these specs on the packaging here, and I started playing around with it, and I decided to go ahead and pick it up. As I mentioned, it's a nostalgia factor for me. As you guys can see here, it does say vintage military style LED flashlight. So it's from a company called Jobsmart. Never heard of them, but it looks to be another company that's kind of putting out, just different types of flashlights and things like that. Pretty inexpensive. This one was $24.99 for the light, but it feels really, really nice. It's very rugged feeling. It feels very well put together, again, from what I could feel here in the packaging. So taking a look at the packaging again, LED flashlights. It says durable aluminum construction, the button control for 4 light modes, and that's another thing that kind of caught my eye. So you have a white light, red light, blue light, and green light. It includes 2 clips for secure storage, and it says it runs off of 6 AA batteries, which are included. Now this particular one is giving you 400 lumens, up to 400 lumens, and then it's got a beam length of 460 feet, and it has a runtime of 8 hours. So I mentioned this is a nostalgia factor because this is the type of flashlight that I was issued when I was in the military. If you guys were in the military, you know what I'm talking about. The green flashlights. This feels a lot sturdier than those lights. I think the body of those lights was probably either really thin aluminum or plastic, but it looks exactly like those lights with just a little bit of differences here. So let me go ahead and take it out of the packaging. I think I might just be able to pull it loose. Yep, there we go. The packaging went flying. I'll set this off to the side. And here it is. So as you can see, it looks exactly like those type of military flashlights. So very, very nostalgia factor for me at least. So as you guys see, it is an angled light here. It is very heavy though. So in comparison, if you guys are familiar with those issued flashlights, they were light because they had this clip in the back, which again, in the time frame when I was in the military, you can actually clip this onto your vest or your suspenders or whatever it is that you were issued, and the light would point forward. So that's how you kind of carry it around. Or if you were to hold it like this, you can go ahead and hold it in your hand that way as well. Now, that light, obviously, I have no idea what the original military ones issued were, the output that it was putting out. It was obviously not an LED. This one does have an LED right in there, and it has a couple different LEDs because you do have a couple different lights. Now, the original flashlights ran on 2 D batteries, as I read in the packaging there. This actually runs off of 6 AA batteries, which again, AA batteries are going to be a little bit easier to find. So if you unscrew the bottom here, you do have an O-ring right in there, and then you have this cradle that has your 6 AA batteries in there. So it's cool that they do include them. The threads, this seems to be, you just got to make sure that you tighten it correctly because those threads do not seem the best. But again, you get what you paid for, $24 for the flashlight. That's what you're going to get. So you do have a secondary compartment at the bottom here, and this is reminiscent of the original flashlights. What those would have on the bottom here was your red filter, and if you had another color filter or something like that, those would live underneath there. This one does not have anything in there. You could probably fit something small underneath there, something small and flat, but I don't know what I would put in there. Probably nothing. So I'll put that and close it back up. No O-ring on that, so just keep that in mind. And then you do have the little clap right here that you can use to hang it from there, and then you have the clip over here that you can use to hang as well. So that is the 2 what do they call them here in the packaging, clips for secure storage. Now I'm not sure if oh yeah, you can. So you can actually remove this front section here, and in the original flashlight, this is where you would put the filters. So your red filter will go right in there, and then you would screw it back on. And there you go. You have the filter to use if you wanted to preserve night vision or read a map or something like that in the dark. You can go ahead and do that. And then obviously, if you unscrew the, let me see if you can. No, so the top section here, the further one does not unscrew. So besides that, you do have your controls right here. I don't know if you guys can make it out, but the top one there, it says RGB, and that's going to be for all your other lights, with the exception of the white one. And then this does have a power symbol right there, which is the one to activate the white light. So if you push the bottom one there, the light will come on. All right, so there's your light. Oh, sorry about that. There's your lights, 400 lumens. And then if you press it again, it turns off. And that's pretty much it, on and off. Now, I do like that. Again, I don't want to, be dealing with a bunch of different modes or anything like that. But if you do want a different color, then if you use the top button there, press it once, the light will come on red. Press it again, it goes to green. Press it again, it goes to blue. And then press it again and it turns off. So I'm not sure, let's see, if you press the RGB and if you press the other one, it'll turn it white. Okay, so if you press the RGB one and then press the other one, it'll actually go to the white light. Let's try the opposite. If you turn the white on and you press the RGB, okay, so it just basically switches modes. All right, so good to know. So that is the controls right there. Again, do you need to go out and buy this flashlight right away? No, unless you're looking for that nostalgia factor. It is rather heavy. I do have a couple other nostalgia factor flashlights that I'm going to kind of put this in, to display them together. And that's primarily the reason why I bought it. But I did want to go ahead and showcase it off here because I'm pretty sure that there's other folks that maybe remember when they were younger and maybe your parents had a flashlight like this, or if you were in the military and you were issued a flashlight like this. Kind of brings back memories and, again, that nostalgia factor. So you do have the branding right here, and that is Jobsmart. So I guess this is a J and an S is pretty much what I'm seeing there, and you have it on both sides. Now this is the aluminum is actually, the body is black, and then I really like these kind of copper accents that they did with this plate around here, the control system, and then with the clip down at the bottom here is also that kind of copper color. I almost wish they would have done the clip in that color as well, just kind of break up the coloring here to give it a nice contrast. But again, $24 is what you pay for it, and that's what you get. So again, I just wanted to showcase this. I've never heard of that company before, Jobsmart. I don't know if this is exclusive to that store or not, to the Tractor Supply Company store, but I had not seen it anywhere else, and I hadn't seen this type of flashlight, obviously here and there when you see them, the original ones, but nothing with the new upgraded technology of the LEDs and then obviously the different colors. So that's why I decided to go ahead and pick it up. So there it is, just a quick look at this flashlight, the vintage military style LED flashlight from Jobsmart. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.